players.
Indeed, indeed. So, on the top left side of Luna, playing as the Green Terran player now, surprisingly, it is Franscar.
And his opponent in the purple trunks, Myrault, Mero. It is this guy, as a third player.
That was great. Now, yeah, Franscar is really, really good. Psy used to play a ton of Starbow, and he was loving it, and then he suddenly stopped. I had no idea why. I even sent him some emails. He wanted to play in one of the first tournaments we had. I really would like to see Psy start to play Starbow again. Like, every time he played Starbow, he was like, oh, this game is so awesome, I love this, and then he suddenly stopped. So that was kind of, that happened to a lot of people, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I've had that myself. I've played a lot of Starbow, and then I sort of stopped playing it a while, because it's really hard to keep up with a game that changes as much as Starbow is still changing, because it's still like heavily in development. So I think that's probably the thing that most people have with Starbow that makes it very hard to play for a while.
That's one of the things I keep saying to people too, is that because a lot of more consistent Starbow players are like, why aren't we growing more? Why aren't there more people staying playing Starbow? First of all, there's a lot of energy into playing Starbow. Like, it's not an easy game to play. Like I can sit and play Hearthstone all day long if I want to. I can't play Starbow all day long. It's because I'm gonna get so tired. But also, it's the fact that it's still in development. So we are definitely going to hit the PR much harder as soon as the game is in a more stable state. We won't patch all the time. And we're going to try, you know, to spread it to Korea more, because then we don't have to translate, you know, patch notes to Korean or anything crazy like that. So that's why we're not, like, super promoting this. Of course, we'll do all the promotion we can get. We're not going to... You know,
well, I mean, it's in development, and that player feedback is really valuable to making the game the best game it can be. So you need people to actually play it.
Indeed.
So that makes sense.
So we do have... oh! Empty Ooze Eyes. If you ever meet Psy, ask him why isn't he playing Starbow anymore. You want him to play more Starbow. He lives in the same place. With
he does.
Same place? Do you mean like same country or like same apartment?
That's quite a difference, yeah. Apparently, he's never talked to him though, so it's probably like knowing that someone like Day9 lives in LA, and hey, I live in LA too. Like,
yeah. If both live in LA, you're basically never gonna meet each other, probably.
Exactly.
Well, maybe.
Anyway, with Franscar getting himself a factory and a tech lab, this is likely going to be for tanks.
This is very interesting. Franscar going to mech on Luna. Now the thing is, like, Franscar is playing the race that he's least familiar with, doing a style that is probably inferior, and he's probably just going to roll over his opponent anyway, because he's that good. But we'll see, though.
Right. Of course, I said tanks, but I completely forgot that there's so many valuable upgrades on the tech lab for the factory.
There are.
For, like, vultures and things.
Vultures, and you also need a tech lab for Goliaths, although I don't think we're going to see any Goliaths soon. Now, the best counter to early mech play is actually Mutalisks.
Is it?
Yes, and I think Myrault might know this, because going for a fairly quick layer, he just doesn't finish his spine crawler in time. No, he's fine. Ooh, actually, overextending his vulture there a little bit. So Myrault is making all the right moves right now, so this is giving me a lot of confidence that he might be a good contender for Franscar. Yeah,
he actually has a third hatchery up here as well.
Yeah.
And that also happens to do a little bit of spotting here for drops. So that's nice for Mero. And yeah, Lair coming up, I imagine the Spire, if he's as good as he's looking right now, the Spire will probably be on his mind very soon.
Yeah, and yes, because trying to go for Mass Hydra is, it's so immobile. You don't really get that many, you don't really get the numbers that early on that you want. Well, when you go for Mutalisk, you're forcing out Goliaths and Vikings, and you're forcing out certain things that your opponent don't want to make, and it's a lot easier to take a third.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna have the Vulture drop into the main. Very interesting play from Franscar here, and I think it's gonna get spotted if he's just flying right by the Overseer. He doesn't care. He's like, oh.
He does not care, but there's not a lot of units out here for Mero as well, so he is gonna go relatively uncontested. There's 4 Zerglings, but he's got 4 Vultures. That's gonna be more than enough, I think.
Yeah, and he needs to make like a spine crawler or something. Is he just gonna hide his probe somewhere? The Spire is very well hidden. And, ooh,
it is. He's not going to spot that anytime soon.
That movement from the... No, keep going, drones. I mean drones, not pros. That was actually quite nice. actually did save a lot of them. If he turns around now and he can try and catch him on the ramp, the Queen unfortunately cannot attack. Oh, he's gonna lose the Queen to Spider Mines if he's not careful. Wow.
Oh, the Queen just barely survives that one hit, but another one, oh, taking down some drones as well, and a Banshee coming in from Franscar. He has been practicing this, it looks like, because this looks very, very well orchestrated. Mero has very little to stand on. The Spire is going to finish any moment, but there's just not any minerals there to actually make units with.
No, he's just making 10 Zerglings, which is going to be fairly useless at this point. Saving that up to make some Mutalisks would have been much, much better, but it's so hard to know. He's finally going to start mining again. Oh, those vultures are... Oh, losing more Zerglings to Spider Mines. This is so hard to deal with.
This is fantastic play by Franscar, by the way. He's keeping the vultures alive. He's dropping mines when he can. So, you know, the Banshee is pretty much just sitting there doing free damage forever.
Yeah.
And he's getting himself a command center. He's got he's got all the tools he needs. He's got all the toys that he needs to play with his opponent. And Mero is just, I mean, I don't know. If this were me, I would be giving up already.
Yeah, no, this is why you want to get a fast Spire versus this, because Mutalisk is the answer to every single problem that Myrault has right now. If he had Mutalisk, he would chase down this Banshee, he could kill.
Oh, mutas are coming out. He's got a muta.
Does he have the he upgraded the movement speed upgrade for Banshees as well. So they have the same speed as Mutalisk now.
That means they can definitely get out of there like a bat out of hell.
And now that may sound incredibly OP, but at the same time we did reduce the range of the Banshees. Also the range that the upgrade gives, so it only gives +1 range, not +2, so... Oh, but he's gonna pick off this Viking if he's not careful. He's gonna get repaired though. Oh,
yeah, the Viking Muta duel coming on, but another Viking joins the party. Some Marines on the ground, and 3 Mutas is just not enough to kill this off.
Nope.
So we have Mero retreating. In the meantime, though, Mero has been able to mine some resources back at home. So he's going to have a few more mutas to play with. And, of course, Franscar still hasn't taken his natural expansion.
No, that's very important. And also, yeah, he's getting Scourges. Oh, he can start to snipe. Can he snipe the Vikings with the Scourges? Oh, he can snipe the Banshee at least. Oh, he gets one
Scourge.
Viking. Oh, he gets both Vikings, and he can snipe off the Banshee really easily now. And he picks off a lot of workers, so he's doing a little bit of damage back. This is not that shabby.
No, not at all. Mero is putting the pressure back onto his opponent, and that natural is not landing anytime soon either.
No, and they're actually the same number of workers, while Myrault is on 2 bases, so his income is also higher. So it did look really bad for him in the beginning, but it's not out yet. Oh, Banshee is so almost dead, and the Mutalisk is just gonna have to stay on his tail because they have the same speed. It's so hard to catch up to it. Oh, he already pulled workers away.
Yeah, I mean, even Sporecrawler would probably be alright there.
Yeah.
Oh, but as our second Banshee, that's went into main, so I think that was what he was trying to get rid of right there.
Only one kill on that Banshee, though, so he didn't do too much damage with it.
No, I think it's more positioning play than that.
Oh, 10 kills on this one.
Oh, another Banshee here down at the third base that has been blocked by Spider Mine. So, Franscar is only now getting to take his natural, but Mero has not been able to take his third.
I think you should get one spore on each base there. I think that would be very wise. Buying some time to position Mutalisks, because Banshees can usually get around spores a little bit, unless they're like perfectly positioned, but if you're just a tad not careful, you're gonna have a hard time. Now this is the scary part. You go back into bioproduction, and basically now Myrault needs Lurkers, and there's just no way he's had any chance to take towards Lurkers, and that's quite a long tick. He doesn't even have a Hydrodon, I think. No. So
no, he has double Evo coming up for upgrades, but he has nothing really to deal with his bio competition that he was able to see though. So
well, then he really should get a Hydrodon up and try to deal with this. Oh, and he's flying the Mutalisk right into a very bad spawn. Okay, good. He's staying away from this. There's a lot of missile turrets up now to keep Franscar safe, and he does have even more Vikings. 3 Vikings incoming. They do so much damage to Mutalisk. They're gonna have to get out of there.
Absolutely. In the meantime, Mero is taking his third base, and I mean, you're absolutely right that I think he should go for that Lurker composition. He's getting Banelings instead.
Oh, Mero has 10 workers in gas. That's really, really bad. Oh, no, he's going Banelings. Oh, does he know that Banelings really don't work in this game at the moment?
I don't know that he does, but he's getting Banelings quick. I think he's hoping to use Banelings to deal with Marines, and as you say, Banelings work very differently in Starbow. Not the same unit at all.
Yeah. I think because Banelings are in such a weird position right now, we are thinking about perhaps removing them in the next patch and then reworking them and bringing them back in, just because people are getting confused by these Banelings. Oh, he's losing all the Mutalisks! This is so bad. He needs every single unit he can get his hand on right now, and that was very, very poor. See, he is morphing in some Banelings. They can help. They do debuff your opponent's units, but they don't deal any actual damage. But if he gets...
so it's going to have to be the Zerglings and the Mutas that are actually going to do the damage to the army. And right now the third gets cancelled. That's nice, though, for Mero. Yeah. That he gets to cancel that.
The Banelings need to hit first, and then the Zerglings and Mutas have to come in after, but the Banelings actually need to hit. And... oh, and this isn't even the patch, so the Banelings they actually have to hit now to do their effective. And so this is going to be really, really hard. He's going to spread out. Oh, here comes some Hydralisks, but that's too late. The Banelings exploding. Okay, that is a Baneling that... No, none of the Banelings have actually hit yet even, so this is really, really bad. Yeah, the
Zerglings are doing a pretty good job of picking away at this army, though. Some lots of damage being done, and all of the Marines actually pretty much die here, so this army will be repelled. But in the meantime, Vikings are in the main for Myrault, and he has nothing really to deal with this right now. 2 Hydras are coming up. There's a single Mutalisk and a small amount of Zerglings, but there's been so much economic damage.
Indeed. Well, the Hydras actually clean it up quite nicely. Oh, the Scourge is popping out. Oh, nice! Kills both of the Vikings there. So, Myrault is not in the worst of positions. He's hanging on to this incredibly well. Franscar's build is incredibly difficult to stop, and it's very strong. I would love to see a better Terran, a better Zerg player deal with this build, like someone like the Red Bandit, to see how he would try and deal with something like this. Because I know it's counterable. It doesn't beat anything, but it is very strong.
So we have 2-2 melee attack and Carapace on the way for Mero. He's getting his Lurkers, he's getting Burrow, which is going to be really good for him. He's going to take a third. There's no third on the way just yet, only the third CC now being built by Franscar. It looks like Mero might be able to stabilize after all of this. He is still not in the best position. He still needs to get more workers and needs to be able to saturate that third base. But I think he'll be able to defend at least the very next attack.
He's at least getting Lurkers, like you said, and that's very, very important. These Scourges really should cover edges to pick off things like what's happening right now, and he's going to lose his entire mineral line if he's not.
The dropship with Marines and medics. A Scourge coming in now, taking out the Banshee and the dropship.
Nice. Oh, but
good connections there.
Meantime, there's... Oh, okay, but he has too many Lurkers. He can't break this, I think. He can try. There's a lot of fire bats, though, and they do have a lot of HP. He's going to try and break the Lurkers.
Oh, but there's no persistent detection. It's just the scans, and that's not nearly as good as having a Signs vessel there.
Oh, Franscar getting a little greedy there with his eyes. And meanwhile, you know, Myrault is... I don't know if he's stabilizing. He's still very far behind in supply. And oh, that position for that Marine was really, really strong.
Very good indeed, and now the mining has resumed, but again, the worker count, it shows the tail of this game, 35 for Myrault versus 52 for Franscar. Franscar is going to take a third base. Myrault has a third hatchery, but I wouldn't call it a third base. It's just, our Zerg player is just in such a tough position here.
Yeah, and he's never put on any pressure to his opponent once, but he's done a really good job picking up air units with Scourge. These Banshees, though, are bad news for the Lurkers, because there's really no anti-air to deal with them. He has to make even more Scourge. But, oh, wow, Myrault is doing a really good job. Look at that creep spread. His APM has been quite high. It's actually higher than Franscar, and he seems to be like a really solid player. He just hasn't played that much Starbow. Yeah, the Banshee's now coming in, and there's not a lot of anti-air. There's one Spore. Oh, nice Nurturing Swarm there. We have 4 Banshees here. That's a buttload of Banshees. Scourge coming in, though. They're going to try to pick those off. Banshees aren't going to be able to outrun them, but no. One hit goes off, but it doesn't actually kill any Banshees. Wow, Franscar choosing to expand towards his opponent. So this can
very ballsy.
That is very ballsy. If this goes wrong, he's going to lose that expansion very quickly. As soon as Myrault knows about this. Myrault's going to reposition yet again. He has a very mobile defense.
And he's got a lot of creep tumors here, so he can reposition in time, because he knows where the army is.
Oh, he's going to try and pick off more Lurkers. He needs to bring in the Scourges yet again. And he needs to turn around with the Scourges at the right moment, too. There we go.
Oh, a little bit of 1A syndrome there. The entire army moving in sync there for Mero. The Bio still can't really engage these Lurkers, and with the Spores there, the Banshees can't really pick them off either. I really like the addition of Banshees to this army. It basically means you can be a lot more aggressive without needing siege tanks and science vessels to sort of clear the lurkers away.
Yeah, the Banshees basically is a replacement for science vessels and siege tanks, and it is very interesting. Oh, there's so many of them though. Okay, the Scourges need to...
Oh, detection is there though. Some Scourge connections go off. A few Banshees do survive. 3 of them, in fact.
I'm surprised that Scourges are hitting them because they have the same speed, but I think Scourges have more acceleration than the Banshees. I think that's what...
Yeah, and also the Banshees got sideswiped by some Scourges that were moving from a different direction.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna make sure that they do have more acceleration because being able to, like, endlessly escape Scourges, I think, is a bad game design.
Probably not ideal. Radiate going down on the first Lurker. This is where we're going to see a lot of that coming out. Oh my goodness, the Science Vessel's dying to the Scourge. And that lovely, lovely sound of dying Science Vessel.
Oh, I love it. I'm a Zerg player.
We have a lot of Scourge up for Mero. Not a lot of Lurkers anymore. Most of them got picked up. Oh, actually, they're all at the 3rd, and the Bio is now in position to deal with this natural.
Oh, here comes the Bio though, and these Zerglings are just sitting ducks, and they don't want to attack into this huge Bio. Well, look at the army from Franscar. Here comes the Lurkers though. Now he needs to attack. Franscar needs to push back yet again. Meanwhile, Myrault has snuck out of 4th base somehow, and if that doesn't get detected, he could get this game going. He's going into high tech. He could add those defilers if he knows about it, and start dark storming his way out of his position.
Yeah, and that's really the only chance that he's got to keep this game moving. By all accounts, Franscar is the aggressive player. He has more army. He can move between those natural and 3rd locations, dealing pressure on either one. It's only now really that Mero has enough Lurkers to defend both locations at once, without having to constantly seesaw back and forth.
Look at that, Franscar has 2 Banshees that are barely seeing the space, but they're not actually. But oh, if they just moved a little bit closer, the space would be revealed.
We also have 2 dropships here that are going to be heading into the 3rd, I think.
Yes. And there is 1 Sporkle area, but he really needs some smart Scourge placements, I feel, over this canyons and dead space. Because they're all just clumped up with his army, and he needs some Scourge with his army, but he also needs some Scourge to hold off Banshees and dropships.
Very true. Franscar keeping a good eye out for bases, missing the only location that actually has the base. Oh, the dropships, they're going to go into the main, actually bypassing the 3rd entirely. At the same time, Franscar moving his army around at the front of these defensive structures. Now there's Scourge coming in, taking out the dropships.
That's a waste of Scourges though, like he did move in a lot of Scourges, but he's actually going to defend this, and Franscar is not taking this opportunity to attack. Ooh, but oh!
He is! The siege tanks are there, and as well as the science vessels, the drop is still not cleaned up, and at the same time, Franscar is forcing Mero to make a very hard call. How many units are you going to keep here? How many are you going to send into your main to defend?
Franscar is just slowly trying to chip away at his opponent. And it's going to be just harder and harder for Mero to defend this. He's getting Ultralisk counter now. He's not going to get Defilers. I don't know if he knows how important Darkstorm is in this game. But Franscar's getting ready for the Gale for a Concave. Myrault's not going to have any of it. He's actually going to move in with all his Lurkers and his Zerglings, and he has a lot of Lurkers. And he's
he has Lurkers in the back. Oh my goodness, this is a perfect engagement for Myrault. So much of Franscar's army just got completely obliterated there. Franscar's currently dropping the 3rd, but that's really all the army he has.
Yeah, if Myrault can use this army now to go for a counterattack and do some damage to Franscar's economy, that would be his chance to try and get back into this game. Franscar has nothing really to defend with there, only 1 siege tank and a handful of Marines. Versus all these Lurkers, he needs to bring everything and go. Does he know about this 3rd base? He does not, but he should sense it, and he senses it. Here we go, he's moving in. Yeah, this is kind of like he wanted to attack from 2 angles, but he didn't know that the 3rd base was there.
That's a little bit unfortunate. Mero backing off, realizing that's a bit of a gamble. Almost as much of a gamble as Franscar's heavy committal to both the drop and the frontal attack was. That ended up costing him quite a lot.
Yeah, he did kill a lot of workers, so the workers' kill has been 55, but Myrault he's replenishing a lot of drones right now. He's getting this really weird tunneling close upgrade that I'm not sure if he knows how it works. But actually, if he can... Ooh, there's no detection here from Franscar. He can actually burrow Zerglings into the 3rd base and use that tunneling close that way. The science vessel's moving in first. They're going to move straight into Scourge. Oh, wow, the Franscar's reaction time there is incredible. Wow.
So is Myrault, letting 2 of them hit Science Vessels and pulling the rest of them back for a more opportune kill at a...
Franscar is going to kill this base, but he is going to lose this squad. There's no way the squad is surviving. And
Scourge coming in for the Science Vessels. They are dead, and Zerglings picking off the rest of this bio army. This is 3-3, this 3-3 Zerglings, of course.
Oh, 1 Zergling picked off a command center that was not cancelled. That's also quite big. Franscar is not that high on money right now, and Myrault is starting to get ultras. If Myrault can win this game, that would be the comeback of a century.
It will be pretty incredible. These Banshees are still doing a lot of work, though. So there's definitely that for Mero to consider. He has a lot of Lurkers. And some Ultras, some Zerglings. He's gotten the upgrades for melee, so that's really, really good.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, there's 3 upgrades for... Wow, Myrault's been keeping upgrading this whole time. Myrault's been playing like a beast. And if he takes down Franscar, it would be such an upset. It would be incredible.
Well, he's been fighting for it all of the game, and he's not necessarily been doing as well as he is doing now.
Yeah.
Mero is setting up a bit of a soft contain here at the front of Franscar's base.
Oh, there's 1 Scourge, but that's not enough to kill a Banshee. He needs 1 more hit. Oh, and there's Banshees are doing so much damage. There's no anti-air here. These Banshees are so pesky and annoying, and he needs to pull things away. Oh, there's gonna be... Yeah,
another drop at the natural here, taking out a lot of the workers and some of the army that's being sent to defend that. We see Myrault's entire army seesawing back and forth to deal with these harassment options, which I think is probably the biggest issue he's been having. Just that splitting up the army is so important.
Yeah, he's sending in just a couple of Zerglings and a Hydralisk. I mean, he made the Hydralisk to kill Banshees, but now they're just dying to Marine drops, which is unfortunate. Meanwhile, more Banshees moving around trying to kill this base. There's finally some Spore Colors coming up. There is a couple of Scourges. They're moving in the wrong direction, unfortunately.
The Spores are not going to be finishing here. 3 Banshees are more than enough to deny those entirely. The drop in the main has been cleared, but I think this 4th base is going to be forfeit once again unless Myrault can get some Scourge back in here.
Yeah, he really needs to get more economy going, and he could actually just claim the bottom right very easily, I think, with his current position.
Ooh, the SUV train is being picked off by some Zerglings here to the left side of the map.
He just moved a couple of Lurkers with them. Oh, he could have killed every single one of them.
He's doing a good job picking off the ones already.
The Doom push from Franscar is coming. He's ready to move out again. There's a huge push. He needs to have Defilers. He needs to have Dark Swarm to deal with this. I know he made the Defiler mount. I don't know if he has any Defilers. He does not. But here comes the huge flank. Can he do this without Defilers? So many Lurkers burrowing. So many spikes. I don't think he can kill this, but he can whittle down the numbers so heavily that I don't think Franscar can push any further.
Ultalisk are pretty good, even if they are irradiated, and now some of them are going to fall. The last amount of their Lurkers are going to burrow, but the Siege Shanks are more than a match. That was Myrault's entire army that just went down, trying to take down Franscar's push, and he's going to keep on pushing.
Well, the thing is, though, only Zerglings can basically clean up most of the Zerglings, and a couple of Scourges for the air units can clean this up, so I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, here comes all the Zerglings in. They're going to... I'm pretty sure they have the Adrenal Advance upgrade. Yes, they do. And yeah, they're going to clean up this just fine, and Franscar's going to have to get out of there. And Franscar is running out of money.
Well, Franscar and Myrault both then, because Myrault is currently mining 3 mineral patches in the main, 1 in the natural, and he's still full. Still got all the minerals in the 3rd, but he doesn't really have much else. The 4th base is now established, so there's that going for him at least.
Yeah. Oh, and he's gonna... Okay, he's gonna try and... Oh, he's bringing Zerglings to deny the 4th base for Franscar, but here's a group of Marines to help stop that. He can... Oh, if he can get some Lurkers over to that 4th base... I don't know. Mero is still in this game. He still hasn't made any Defilers, but he seems to be just fine without them, to be honest.
Franscar used to be at 72 workers. He's now at 48. That's a significant impact to his ability to macro up, and as you say, with just the 3rd and the 4th.
Oh, these couple of Lurkers are going to zone out so many... Oh yeah, look at that. He's going to have to head out with this. And in the meantime, another drop from Franscar. And this drop could actually do a lot of damage, because I think Myrault's not going to care about it anymore. And that's actually might be a big mistake, because he can pick off a lot of key structures. But no, a group of Zerglings incoming just to save his day just fine.
Oh, reinforcements are so good, and that's what Myrault's conviction is, and it's paying off for him in dividends. That drop did not do nearly as much, and Myrault is still on the map. He's got a lot of Zerglings. He's got a fair amount of Lurker still, and of course that giant flock of Scourge. So unless Franscar makes a big old concerted push, Myrault is going to have map control for a while.
I think Mero has done this. Oh, and there's a Lurker there that Franscar didn't see. That's so important for him not to lose to right now. And I don't think Franscar can come back from this. He needs to, like, this base that he's got, this 4th base, needs to be super secured. But it's so far away from his opponent that it's going to completely stop all the aggression he's been going for. I'd love to see Myrault just try and sneak one Lurker into the mineral line of Franscar's 3rd, because it would work so well if he did.
Yeah, he did. The creep spread is by the way, is still phenomenal. Myrault has almost connected his main to this 4th base on the other side of the map. That's pretty incredible. That gives him a lot of vision and a lot of information with which to make good decisions.
Yeah, and he's almost picking off. He almost picked off some signs. What's there? Yes, and he's finally ahead in supply of his. Well, he was for a little bit. By the time he's typed that, it wasn't anymore. And look at that, he's finally patrolling Scourges there, so there's going to be no more of these pesky drops. This is very.
And look at this, Defilers are out. We've got 4 of them. Dark Swarm is available. No other spells have been researched just yet. Consume is coming up now. But that is going to be a big, big boon for Myrault in trying to put the pressure back on to Franscar.
Yeah, Franscar's trying to claim the bottom left part of the map for himself. This is going to be the way he's going to have to play this game. But these Defilers, I think if he just makes some Dark Swarm and just pushes, I think he can just win from this place. He doesn't really have to wait. But
yeah, there's not that much there. I mean, there's a lot of Science Vessels, so Irradiate is going to be a problem. Oh, that's actually enough Science Vessels to irradiate all of the Defilers. That Myrault's going to have to be careful. If he loses those, that's a big deal.
Oh, those Scourges should have been much better in position before the... He's going to lose all those Lurkers. But he did save his Defilers, which is very important. Yeah. With only Zergling Defiler, you can do so much. And oh, he's gonna heal up! He's gonna heal up all the Lurkers with those Queens! That's so insanely good. Because now, Franscar's gonna move in. See, like, there's gonna be no Lurkers there. I can move in now, and nope, here they still are. That was sick.
Oh, that is pretty incredible. Using those Queens that he actually probably has for a while now, at the front lines to, as you say, bolster that force. The Lurker's still there, but now Franscar is beginning to move more towards this top end. The mobile units for Mero are going to be in position, but these Lurkers are not going to participate in that fight.
Do we have Plague yet? We don't have Plague. Like, I would love to see a couple of Plagues going off on this bio ball of Franscar.
Yeah, Mero is actually it's the creep spread that has been enabling Myrault to keep these Lurkers alive, because that means there were Queens there for that purpose.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's some Dark Swarm. There's some more Lurkers. And where are the Scourges? I know we had Scourges too. Here comes the Scourges. And, whoa, so much stim. And this is Myrault is pushing this Terran army so far back. He can't really push out in a very long time. Losing all his siege tanks. Some very damaged Marines. They're losing his Science Vessels too. And now Zerglings can come and kill the 4th base of Franscar. And very well played by Myrault.
Yeah, but still a very, very costly engagement for him as well. Yeah. Oh, Scourge going up. Taking out another Science Vessel. Yeah, both of them have traded away a lot of their supply. Not necessarily a very cost-effective engagement there for our Zerg player. But, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of workers dead for Franscar's 4th base. Which is, you know, about more than half his economy now.
Yeah, indeed. And right now, he also lost a lot of map presence. He can't really push anymore. And, oh, these guys are actually going to the main base? I don't know if that's a good idea. They might get trapped here a little bit, but... Ultralists are strong dudes, especially when they're irradiated. Actually. Oh, and there's Lurkers behind there too. I think he did it. I think Myrault did it. GG!
Oh, GG! Wow! That is
comeback.
Quite a game.
Incredible comeback from Myrault. Wow! I never thought he would win that game. Like, for the first, like, 20-25 minutes. And
no, it looked like he was about to die, but then he wouldn't die, and then I don't even know how he managed to do it, but he did it. He just in the mid and the late stages, once he had the Lurkers, he just kept having better engagements, and when Franscar lost so much of his army, that's when Myrault was able to step out into the middle of the map, and that changed the dynamic of the game entirely. It was really good.
Yeah,